Hi everyone, welcome back to another review with the Review Cat Chatter. You know the drill. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks, sit down, let's relax and chat, and let's review Night Manager. Today we are reviewing The Night Manager by Sandeep Modi. Now, I could just get into this, or I could start with the disclaimer first. So, to begin with, the disclaimer is firstly, this entire series, The Night Manager, has been adapted by Sandeep Modi from a novel, The Night Manager. And before that, there is also a British drama series based on the same novel, The Night Manager, which has a very star studded cast. And if you watched it, I understand that you might have a tendency to compare the two. We all have that, it's like you eat a cake and you're like, oh, this is the exact cake my mom used to make. And you will go like, is it as good as the one my mom used to make? And of course not. So let's not compare the two. So today, essentially in this video, we are going to talk about The Night Manager as a drama series in Bollywood, which is now streaming on Disney+Hotstar. So if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. Even though this video will not have any spoilers, so you are chill. Like, if you want to just sit down and watch this video, you can. I'm not going to be giving any spoilers. I'm going to make sure I don't, because frankly, it's not that, like, spoiler prone story where, apparently the spoiler just slips out of your mouth. No, it's not like that. Chill. Okay, so let's begin with a summary. Now, in The Night Manager, basically what happens is, if you don't know, if you've not read the book, if you've not watched the series, if you have no idea what The Night Manager is, I'll tell you the summary. Because before that, okay, one point. When The Night Manager first came out with its teasers of Aditya Roy Kapoor and Shobita Dhulipala and Anil Kapoor, I was not that interested in watching it. Why? Because first of all, these are three of the most random actors put together. Okay, just imagine Aditya Roy Kapoor, Anil Kapoor, and Shobita Dhulipala in one scene. My brain could not fathom that. Okay, so I was not interested in it. I'm going to be honest, I was not. Even though those are three of the most good looking people in one setting. For example, like Anil Kapoor is pretty good looking for his age. Let's not argue for that. There's Aditya Roy Kapoor, of course, I'm not even going to. The speed with which girls went from Siddharth Malhotra to Aditya Roy Kapoor speaks for itself. Then there is Shobita Dhulipala, and no matter how much I speak for her, it's less. So let's not. So I was not interested, but I stumbled upon this short clip on Instagram where it basically gave me this snap into this small tidbit that you watch from the summary of the show, and that interested me, that piqued my interest. So that is how I'm going to summarize as well, because if that piqued my interest, I'm pretty sure it's going to pique your interest as well. So what happens is, Aditya Roy Kapoor plays Shantanu Sengupta, also known as Shan, and he is the night manager. But before that, he used to be a lieutenant in Indian Navy, and he has a very disturbing past. And to move on from that, he joins in as a night manager in this hotel in Bangladesh, where he stumbles upon this girl who has been trafficked from India to Bangladesh. And then the story starts evolving. Now, whether Aditya Roy Kapoor helps that girl, whether he doesn't help that girl, whether I don't know if it's feasible for him in the long run to help that girl, or maybe not so much, that is up for your judgment, not mine. Now, you might be thinking, Anil Kapoor kahan se aa gaya? है ना? And what about Shobita Dhulipala? Please don't confuse yourself. The amount they have showed off Shobita Dhulipala in the teasers, in the posters, in the overall, the promo and the marketing of the series, it's not fair, because she barely had any essential, presence in the scenes. It was not as eventful. She felt like a bit of an extra extras, like those extras actors which are there, and I didn't understand. Now, to go in the depth, so Aditya Roy Kapoor is playing this Navy person who is the night manager now. His name is Shantanu Sengupta, as I said. Then there is Anil Kapoor, if you were wondering where he comes from. Anil Kapoor is basically the bad guy in this series. He is named as Shailendra, also known as Shelly, in the series, and he's basically a businessman who pretends to be this philanthropist in front of the world's eye, media's eye, but is actually an arms dealer. And that's how the story works. Now, how does Shan, Aditya Roy Kapoor, ties up to Anil Kapoor's Shelly, and from where does Shobhita Dhulipala come into the story? That is where you have to watch the show. Now, the good part is Tilottama Shom. So, if you don't know who Tilottama Shom is, she's a brilliant actress, and she plays basically yet again an agent from Raw. So she is an intelligence, like she works in intelligence for Raw, and she is supposed to be uncovering some things that Shelly, aka Shailendra, which is Anil Kapoor's character, is up to. And she stumbles upon Aditya Roy Kapoor, and somehow their stories line up, and it all adds up to this yummy concept of this cat and mouse chase. So you have to watch the show because that is pretty good. Like, the suspense build up is good. I'm not going to lie. It's a 10 on 10. It kept me suspenseful. Like, I was interested, like what's going to happen next, Now, the parts which were controversial and which made me question the motive of Sandeep Modi and the writers and the creators of the show, who essentially like adapted it from the novel and the British drama series. This is where the comparison came in because, first of all, this show ended abruptly. Like, I had to check twice, like maybe Hotstar has not uploaded any more episodes, or maybe I missed something, or something happened. But no, it's literally too short. It's 4 episodes long, 58 minutes, 50ish minutes each, and it just ends abruptly in a place where it shouldn't have ended. Now listen, I am all up for cliffhangers. I mean, I've grown up reading Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, so please understand, I'm all up for cliffhangers. But this felt like a very rude cliffhanger, where it's like, okay, but why did you end it right away? Like, give us some context, like, give us something. But they didn't, and I was disappointed with it. I was like, but will I be interested in knowing the rest of the story back when you come again in June, which is back when they will be coming with the second part of the season in June? Will I be interested in it? Because there is already this British drama, which has, by the way, not ended on that cliffhanger, which gives a further more story to it. So why won't I just go back to the British drama, watch it, and then call it a day, and like not come back to watch this in June? So yeah, I asked that to myself, like, why would I do that? But then again, I mean, why would you watch it in the first place? There is Anil Kapoor, Aditya Roy Kapoor, Hindi ka hai, so you like it. So I don't know if you might want to watch it, because it was pretty rude. Like, the way it ended, I was not happy with it. I was not. I wanted more from it, and the way they built up the suspense, I felt like when it ended, it did not amount to anything. Like, you shouldn't have built up that much of suspense if you were not going to give me anything at the end of it. Or rather, you could have given me something so that I would have waited for the second part. Apart from that, there is a lot of characters in the story. There is Shashwat. Like, if you are like interested in Bengali films, Shashwat as a very good reputed actor. Also, if you watched Kahani, Vidya Balan and all that by Shujit Sarkar, there is Shashwat as well. So Shashwat is an excellent character. He builds up the whole suspicion part of the story. He's basically the viewer's eye, so you get a good reference to it. Now, what happens to Shashwat and all of that, you have to watch for like yourself. Next, something that I think is, the dialogues were empty. Some parts there was a little bit of overacting. I felt like, do we need that much of overacting? I don't think so, but I'm fine with it. I'm not complaining. Suspense crime thriller है, और क्या मांग सकते हैं? It's fine. Shobita Dulipala, Aditya Rai Kapoor, and Anil Kapoor. Now keep in mind, imagine their faces and their bodies and how attractive they are. Right. So if you have to imagine a crime thriller with such good looking people, you kind of also have to have to build up that expectation for a good thriller part. Now, as good as it seemed on the posters, it didn't feel as good, I mean, I'm not complaining with the story, but I feel like casting could have been a bit better. Like thoda sa acha ho sakta tha. I was not satisfied entirely. Tilottama Shom was an excellent cast. Excellent casting. She did such good justice to her role. Like, I'm not kidding. She was so good. I could not take my eyes off from the scenes when she entered. The scenes I was like, yes, now she's back. Like something is going on, like something is cooking up, and such natural element to her acting. Um, Also, they leave you hanging in every episode. Like, I was left hanging in every episode. Just don't leave your audience hanging. Like, if you're writing a thriller, suspense, anything, drama, crime, whatever, don't leave your audience hanging on to your entire story too much, or else एक point के बाद they start losing interest, because this is the generation where there is a very short amount of attention span, so don't do that. Now, this released back in 17th February, and if you are binge watching it, I think it's a very binge watch worthy show, because it's pretty short, like 4 episodes long, 1 hour each, 4 hours you need to invest, and that's pretty like short amount of time for a binge watch show. Now we come to my opinions, personal opinions. My interest was piqued with Shobita Dulipala being the sugar baby and Anil Kapoor being the sugar daddy. That was what was like. I was like, what is going on? Excuse me, how are these two in the same scene as like a couple? So that did a little bit of. I had a mind, like a brain itch, when I watched them together in one show with those lip lock scenes. I was like, oh, no, I don't understand, which made me watch it, and I get it now. Like, she is basically the sugar baby of the show, and he's a sugar daddy. Both of them have their own respective pasts and whatever. The rest you have to watch it. In my opinion, I think I stated like earlier, like left me hanging, did not give me enough pace of it. Now, rating. IMDb has given it a solid 8 on 10. Now, listen, as a crime thriller, I understand why you would rate it an 8 on 10, but 8 on 10, I mean, they rated 8 on 10 for like Fuzzy as well. Is it as good as Fuzzy? No. But again, like, it's a new concept, it's something new that India has not seen, Indian cinema has not seen, series, let alone like series. Like, it has not happened that much. So, I understand why you would do that. But of course, like, I don't know, 8 is a bit too much. How much I would rate it, how much I would rate it if you were to ask me? Maybe a 7 on 10, 6.5 to 7 on 10, because it did not live up to its hype. Like, it felt a bit like all that glitters is not gold, like, when I watch the trailer, when I look at the posters, when I look at all of that, it promises a lot more than what it felt like it was giving it to me while I was watching it. The suspense was a 10 on 10. The writing was 10 on 10. Dialogues were goodish. They could have been better, but it was fine. Yeah, overall it was fine. I hope when they come back in June, they bring something to the screen, because and they don't leave us hanging anymore. Apart from that, yeah, sure, like, go ahead, watch. It's on Disney+Hotstar. If you've still not watched it, you should. It got released like what, last week? Yeah, last week. So go ahead, watch The Night Manager. As always, come back, tell me how did you think it was. Do you agree with my review? Do you not agree with my review? We are open to suggestions here. And yeah, that's it. This was a very quick, like, come in, like, I just wanted to quickly come back and just review something for you guys. So that's it for today, and let's see which other review I can come back with this Wednesday. Apart from that, I hope you all are doing well. Let me know what you think, and I'll be back with another video soon. So